Okay, folks, welcome back. You can see here that we have the gun completed with the drop-in trigger in place. Looks pretty cool, skeletonized. And the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to paint. I'm going to paint the parts, some of the internal parts. This is the magazine release, bolt catch release, and the fire selector from Battle Arms Development. Here, it's pretty cool parts. They go above and beyond. Let's move the old calico jack out of the way here. We'll lay out our parts. Here's the little thing for this is your pin for the fire control selector. They provide their own. I have one, but they provide one. This is your magazine release. I'm still waiting for the button for that. I told you I'm waiting, so we're going to clean this up. A really nice, cool magazine release. Can't really see it very. There we go. All machined. Really nicely machined magazine release. Bolt catch release, excuse me. This is bolt catch release. Catch and release, use it for both. Very nice, well built, well machined. Fire control selector. Very nice. Got a really good little ridge built into it here with a machined indentation here. Really heavy duty with, thumb grips on it. This will all be painted. Very nice, heavy duty, well machined stuff. So here we go. The first thing we're going to do, of course, as always, is we're going to clean our parts with our good old trusty 90% alcohol, or 91%. You want to make sure all the painted surfaces you plan on painting, are clean of all oil, because they do have a lot of oil, machining oil and preservative oil, whatever, protective oil on them, and that needs to come off, all of it, because we will be painting all of these little grooves. And believe it or not, we will even be painting the machine. They machine their name into their parts. BAD, Battle Arms Development. Where am I going to paint those to? Even though nobody's going to see them, I'm going to paint them anyway, so that one day somebody pulls them off and they're going to go, oh wow, that's bad. That's just one of those flaky things I like to do, Part of my signature way of doing it. Yeah. Now if you can see it, they have machined, I guess you can right there, yeah. You can see where they've machined in their name. Pretty dang cool. All their parts are like this. I guess where they can do it. But yeah, they've got their little name programmed into them. This camera down a little more. Oops, there we go. Let's try to get this, get this out of the way, because we don't need that in the way. keep all these nice and clean. Here again, there it is. BAD. Yep. Is bad. Love how some of these guys in this business now have these play on words that they're using. Bad, BA, battle arms development. Yeah. So now that we've got them cleaned, I'm going to decide how I'm going to do. We're going to paint all these little indentations in here. This is going to be green. The fire selector will be red. Looks like I didn't get all the paint off of there, all the oil off of that. You have to get every bit of the oil off. This will be red on the inside of this. And the other part will be also the fluorescent red. I guess we'll start off with the magazine release. We'll use our Versa tool, our Versa wrench, in and out, what I call my in and out vise, or my Versa vise. This is our next target. The bill. Put this away. Okay. I love this vise because you can do so many things with it. You can put all different things in it at once. And I can work on several different pieces at once with this thing, believe it or not. And since I'm going to do these both green, I'll just put these both up there. And get out our toothpick. Our fluorescent yellow paint, which will actually be green on the surface, believe it or not. Befuddles me too, believe me. But that's what it's going to turn out to be. Green. And the magic was here. And this one here, since it has such a deep thing, I'm going to spread a little more paint than normal. But basically just one big drop of paint. And that's all it takes. Boom, that's it. There's that one. That was real tough, wasn't it? These, I'll take littler drops. Oops, we've got some fuzzies on here. Got to get rid of the fuzzies. Stray fibers are called. This you just drop in there like that in the indentations and just let it flow in there. And it's pretty simple. And I'll come back over with the solvent and just clean the tops of those ridges off, so I have a little definition on them. A little too much there. Now we'll do the actual trigger, the bolt catch release itself. The one on the top sets the bolt back, holds it open. On the bottom releases the bolt that you've held over. Works on a pivot. As I said before, this is a pretty ingeniously designed weapon. Mr. Stoner must have spent many nights up pounding his head against the wall, getting this to work right. Because it is a very, some people say, overcomplicated weapon. It's a somewhat complicated weapon. Not too bad though. I've seen a lot worse. But there's what they look like. As you can see, they're turning green. Bottle's yellow. But they're going to be green. Fluorescent green, no less. When you hit that with a black light, they will glow like crazy. So, we'll let those dry for a second, and then we'll move on to the firing selector, which will be a combination of the red and the green. See you in a moment. Okay, we've let the parts dry here a little bit. We're going to take those out, set those aside, like so, carefully, and let that dry some more. In fact, I'll set it over here on this, like this, and we'll go to the firing selector now. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the red part first. The red part of the firing selector. Said before, Testors Fluorescent Red. Here we go. You can see it pretty well. Turn it this way so you see both sides. Stuff's kind of hard to open sometimes. Top wants to stick there like glue. Anyway, we're going to take a little piece out like I did before. Just take one big drop and just drop it right in that trowel. And just paint it at the tip of the tooth. I may not have gotten enough. I may have to get one more shot at this. Yep. You want to just paint it smoothly across the bottom. You don't want a whole lot. Just enough to do the job. There you go. Nice and evenly covered. Now, for the indicator line, this takes a real gentle touch, just enough to pop down in that line and draw it across. Start at the back, draw down. May not have stuck enough on there. This is delicate. This is really tricky here because you don't want to stick too much on it. And they flow over just like it did. That's okay. We can clean that off really quick. But there's your indicator line. We'll let that dry for a little bit. And we'll flip it over and do the other side. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. We've given this time to dry. It is dry to the touch, and we're going to clean off this excess now using the solvent I discussed earlier. Again, this is one that hasn't been opened. I ordered 2 bottles. We were using the Outers nitro solvent. Oops, there we go. The clear stuff. Clearly the best. Give me a fresh gun cleaning patches. I have several thousand of these that I've acquired over the years, so I go through them quite a bit. Just put a little dab of dew on there, and we'll just wipe off this excess from when I put too much on it. And this is the same way you do the lettering. Same effect. You just wipe across get the excess off. And all you're left with is just the stuff in the grooves or in the letters, etching of the letters. I'll remove this here. Get better down in here. You got to get your fingernails right down in it. Get all that out. I let a little too much go in there, but it's coming out. You want to make sure you get all the little pieces too, because it will hit it with that fluorescent light. Anything left over, it shows all the imperfections where you missed it. There it is, all nice and beautiful. Now we'll do the other side, the groove on this side. Put it in the vise. And we'll also do the letters here at the same time from BAD. We'll do their letters. Might be hearing the local dog in the background. That's not mine. That's one of the local Barcasauruses. You know what that is. Now if you can see it, it says BAD right there. That's going to be filled in with fluorescent red paint. And like I said, nobody will see it unless they pull it apart. And then they'll go, oh wow, look what this guy did. There's a period there behind each one of them, believe it or not. And I put a little in the periods first. Then we fill in the letters. B. BAD. Guess I could zoom it in a little bit, couldn't I? Oh, over here. BAD. And we'll put a little Now we'll do the groove up here. That's the operator's right hand side, as they say. We'll do that groove. Just enough is enough. And there you have it. It will be, we'll let that dry, and we'll come back. And we're going to check our other parts here, and we'll go ahead and put on the next we're going to do, after this dries, the firing selector. We'll go ahead and put it in along with the handle, because the detent pin on an AR-15 is held in by a screw, one screw to the bottom. But it's also the carrier. It's also the carrier right there. That's the spring for the detent pin on your firing selector. That's where that spring goes. No handle, no spring, no firing selector operator. That's why this gun, some people say it's so overcomplicated. There's all these parts that have to be working together in order for this gun to operate as one working unit. But it works, and that's all everybody needs to know. So that's what we'll be doing next, is putting on the ergo handle. This is a new one I'm trying out with the closed bottom on it. Most of the ergos have all open bottom. This one has a closed bottom on it. It will have a closed bottom. It's there. It says ergogrips.net. Highly recommended grips. They're rubberized grips. They're wonderfully, the feel of them is just so natural. The first time I held one in my hand, I said, oh shit, I've got to have one of those, excuse the French. I've got to have that on my gun. All my guns now have ergo handles on them. Yeah, some of them are camouflage. There are different color patterns. I have a red camo one on one of my guns. I have a green camo on another one. My brother has a Cerakote one on his gun. He has a 300 Blackout Crusader, and it's all Cerakote because you can Cerakote this plastic. I did not know that, but you can Cerakote most anything, any surface. So, at least that's what I'm told. So anyway, we'll be putting this handle on next, and we will also be putting on another part that works with other parts in order to put the, let's zoom this back out. In order to put your rear takedown pin in, there's a hole right here. I guess you can see it. There it is. That little hole up there at around, what is it, 10 o'clock? That little hole right there, actually more, it's like 9 o'clock, 9:30. That little hole right there is where the spring and the detent pin for your takedown pin goes. And that's held in place by, get one out here. That's held in place by this. This is your cap that goes on the back of your AR-15 like so, and that's what holds the takedown pin, detent, spring, detent pin and spring. That's where those go. So these pieces have to be in there before that works. See how what I mean about all these pieces have to be, some people call it overly complicated. Well, it can be, but you know, it's still an awesome gun. So these pieces go in here like so. This just screws right on in with that little piece you ever saw. The castle nut here tightens it right on up. I plan on using the 3-point attachment sling. They have one of these with a 2-point attachment sling on. I plan on using one of those, but for now I have this, and we'll just do this for demonstration purposes. We'll have this one on here, but that's part of what's going on there with the AR-15, putting them together. But these will be the next pieces we put on here in just a moment when we get our glue, our paint dried here on the firing selector. We'll be doing that next. So see you in a moment.